All right, let's get into it. Open Q&A. Who's up first?
I'm ready.
Go.
Asked your question this morning. I don't know if you listened to my audio.
Yep. Congratulations, you're great at manifesting.
Woo!
And that's the first piece, which is, when you have that emotionality around when someone does something, typically they drop down, right? From 6 to 3 months. Boom.
Yeah.
So again, if we think back to the model in BTE, we think that if we go above what our ceiling is, then we feel guilt. So we guilt ourselves and we unconsciously push away the thing that has been given to us.
Yeah.
So part of that is recognizing any time that we step into guilt because we perceive that we're getting too much, that we're taking from someone else, we want to, as fast as possible, shift that. We want to shift and recognize that there is no taking, there is only giving and receiving. And whether someone receives it or not is irrelevant, because guaranteed many people have invested in things and perceivably not gotten the results that they wanted. And this is going to ring true for everyone on the call. There's going to be people that have invested in themselves so many times before. I worked with this person and I didn't get what I want. That's great, but that just means that they're not taking the lessons from that thing. And your role as a coach is to be able to create people stepping into their level of possibility, regardless of all of the bullshit that's playing out. And typically what happens is, if you don't hold the line on that, typically what happens is people just end up, if they're going to take money from their home loan or they're going to take money from investments, they're going to do all of those things. They're going to do that fucking regardless.
Yeah.
So it may as well be with you. May as well be with you. May as well be with you because you're actually going to take them. And if you are actually okay to be able to play the long game with that, even if they're going to project on you in the short term because they didn't get the instant ROI that they wanted, well, then they'll come back around even if they go through a period of resentment of you. Like, are you here to play the long game, or are you just here to be able to only work with clients that are going to instantaneously grow and evolve, rather than being the coach that actually allows them to be able to grow and evolve and get the skills to then turn that into hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in 3 years.
Yeah.
I have huge, big, long list of clients that have made great money with us, but then afterwards, it's just like the compounding effect kicks in. And when you can support people from what's possible for them, both from where they're at and what they're stepping into, that opens up so much for people. All it requires is you getting your shit out of the way first.
Yeah. I feel like I've really alchemized because when I invested in a coach, that was a traumatizing experience. And simultaneously, I got so much from that coaching. She's a friend. I've had amazing things in that back in 2020.
Yep.
I've alchemized that, and now I understand there's never a bad investment. There's even if I'm paying for a lesson, um, like I did last year before I signed up to work with you. I had already signed up to work with a coach. When I broke up with her, it was horrendous. So I feel like I've learned so much, and I know that there's always going to be a gain of a mentorship, even if it's not the gain that you can see. So
Yep.
because I hold that, is that also means that I can also transmit that or have that in my interactions, or I just have to be prepared for whatever can come out of when people come and mentor with me, that because they can still project onto me if they don't get their perceived results, the perceived results that they want. I feel that what was coming up this morning, I was like, fuck man, I am taking $18,000 from somebody. They're gonna take that money out of the account to give it to me. It was that taking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Guaranteed you've had those thoughts about working with me at some stage when you're like, this fucking cunt, blah, 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 blah. They just want my fucking money. He's a fucking bullshit artist, blah, 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 blah. Fucking cool story.
Huh.
And
I
And
did, and I told you.
sometimes you tell me, but there are a lot of times where I could feel it, regardless of you saying it. And do I take that personally? No, because if I take that personally, am I of service?
No.
No. You got to recognize that when people project, it is because they have something in them that they can no longer tolerate in their system. That they must project it externally for their system to be okay with it. It's like, well, okay, cool. Well, if I'm going to be that role for that person during that time frame, then it's going to open up so much more for them.
And do you think there's a high chance that she dropped down to 3 months? So for people, for context, she messaged me saying, I'm in for 6 months, 18K upfront. And then I saw the message, but I didn't reply because it was late. And then while I was asleep and I woke up, when I saw she deleted the message and sent another one saying, I'm in for 3 months and I'll pay upfront. So is there a high chance that that happened because of the shit that was playing out for me?
That's a possibility, and I would ask. I don't fucking leave those things to fucking whether it was you or not. I'll just say, hey, I just noticed like last night it said 6 months, and now when I'm reading it now, it kind of says 3 months. Totally super excited to get started with 3 months regardless. And just so that I'm clear, did you do a typo or did you just decide in that moment? Because that's going to give me a lot of information about how we start when we're getting you massive results right off the bat. That's going to give me an idea of where you're at in terms of like your nervous system, your capacity, each of those things, and it's going to support me in supporting you.
Mm. No, she didn't do a type because you can see the delete, on Messenger, it's on Messenger. You can see message deleted. So I will say I did see the message. Oh, yeah, great, great. Actually, that's great. I will talk to her about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd get the money first, but
Yeah, I'll get the money first. That's what I just thought. She's paying. She already replied. She's paying this afternoon because she's
yeah,
in the UK.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool, good question. All right, who's up next? Open Q&A.
I've got a question.
Go, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. So if Facebook ads or social media ads aren't converting for me, and I'm focusing on networking, being in the room, because that does work for me, is one of the most effective strategies for me to get new leads going to really just be messaging, like through LinkedIn, messaging people that are following my content there and that I have those warm connections with, that I know that are women in business. That's going to be the most effective strategy. I was just thinking about this the other day in bed, and I was like, ugh.
Where to begin?
To get people on a call.
Yeah. There's many things with this. Let's set some context for it all. First kind of piece with this is where do you get calls from the most?
Where do I?
Where where does every single person get calls from the most?
Warm leads.
Yeah, warm people. So you've got to look at the conversation in different ways. The first question was like, the first part of the thing is like, all right, how do I get more people in? But then the second part is like, how do I get more people on calls? That's two different things. But if you put that as the same thing, you're going to get shit results from both of those.
Okay.
So the way that we look at it is like, how do we get new humans coming in, but also how do we have all of the people that already have some experience with you, and how do we get them on call?
Mm-hmm.
Because what most people do is, if they go, okay, cool, well, are ads not working for you? Well, it depends. If you're trying to take them from ads straight into something, then probably not going to work, especially if you've got low budget. So this guy on Facebook now, and someone just went through his thing, and it's like, he's like, all right, we're spending $5,000 a day on this set of ads, and then $1,000 a day based on this set of ads, and then I'm spending $5,000 on these old ads just because I don't want to record new ones, and then I'm spending $8,000 on these ones over here a day. And he's doing 600 grand a month, so sure, go spend that much money. Ads are working. And he's selling a 6K course or something on Facebook ads, but doesn't do any agency work. So it's like, wow, fucking good for him, making just receiving the money. It's always my favorite thing. I get distracted by that. Yeah, so ads work. The thing that we look at, if we're just looking at the ads, we're looking at what are the 3 primary levers of ads. We're looking at the marketing collateral, which is the imagery that you're using. You're looking at the copy, and then you're looking at like the landing page. So you can tweak any of those things to be able to get it working better. Normally, what most people do is the thing that they move is the ad budget. That's kind of the last thing to change. So, one, ads work. The question behind that is, do I continue with ads, or do I change strategy? That's what you're really asking.
Yeah. I think at the moment, with my lack of budget, moving away from ads into more warm leads.
Yeah. What do I call it? See if I can find a slide deck that I want. There's different ways to be able to promote your business based on where you're at. So this is going to relate to every single person. So if we're doing ads, then the cost of that is profitability. So you got to have money to be able to, you put money in to get money out. If you're doing content and you're putting out content publicly, that takes time and your creative bandwidth. If you just like pull shit out of a Zoom and chop it up, what happens? It's not very creative. It's not specific to a platform. It's not actually tailored, so it gets shit results. So if you put time and creativity into your content, you'll get better results. Then we've got private. So this is like DMing people. You can DM people to be able to fill up an event. It's just going to take energy. It's going to take time and energy. The main thing is energy. There've been times where we have had a 0 ad budget for an event, and it's like, all right, we're going to fucking run this event. All right, let's fucking get on the voice notes and get it filled. Other times, I'm just writing up a post about, I'm about to run FrameFest 2-day event, and then like literally I'm setting up the room and I get a message, hey, come and sell to my people the day after your event. It's like, fuck, all right. Got no time to prepare a pitch, but come and sell to my people. Doing partnerships like that is really great, but that requires a different skill set. So wherever you're at, for every single person on this call, you've got one of these things. You've got money that you can put into it. If you don't have money, then forget about fucking ads. If you think about doing ads, you got to have money to be able to pay for the next 3 to 6 months of ad spend.
Mm.
Not, I've got $1,000 to put into ads. It's like, okay, no, how much do you have a month for the next 3 to 6 months? You can, if I wanted to make 100 grand this month, I would just fucking jump straight into voice notes and fucking pitch people into stuff. It's like guaranteed you've got enough people in your field right now that if you were to go, hey, listen, got something for you, no promises, but I'd love to have a chat. Boom, dollars.
Yep.
People think that there's not money around them. There is money around you. It's just what resource are you going to allocate to it? Are you going to allocate time and creativity? Are you going to allocate energy? Are you going to allocate courage? Or are you going to allocate money? You've got some of these.
Mm-hmm.
You've got them. It's which one do you allocate right now into turning that into clients? And when someone asks me the question, do I change my strategy? Do I go from ads to LinkedIn? It's like, well, it depends. But as soon as you start a new strategy, it's going to take time to be able to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take time to get that compounding effect. So for you and for everyone, really, it's what are the resources that I have? How do I utilize the resources that I have? Not how do I go and get more resources? If you've got an email list, go to your email list. If you've got a list of people that have been to something of yours before, send them a message. If you've got someone that you'd love to work with, send them a voice message. Hey, listen, I was just thinking about you. I've even got a fucking full document on this. If people want it, you can put it in the chat. Not this chat, the Telegram chat. Maybe I'll create a new one for you guys. Actually, what I was thinking was thinking about doing another Telegram thing called Banked to get you to fucking make some more money. How many people would want to do that? Let me know on this chat here just so that I can see if that's something you guys would want to do to make money during that. Banked, baby. That's what we want. Cool. Love Cody's rants. Yeah. It'll basically be how to fucking turn messages into cash. Most people don't fucking know how to have someone say, hey, I'm curious about doing some stuff to turn that into cash. If you want to get foundations on that, I can give you one of our previous trainings on it called DM Funnel, but yeah. Anyway, I'll probably do that at some stage.
Cool. Thank you.
All good. Second part to the question. That was just the first part. Where are we? It's how do we kind of get people over the line? Which is more the set. Like I answered the question of how do I get more money today. That was the underlying question of each of the things. The other piece is how do we get new humans in? And we're looking at how we're getting new humans in. That's not going to turn into money today, but that's going to turn into money over the next 3 to 6 months. And there are pretty much only 6 ways to get new humans in. Would you guys like to know what the 6 ways are to get new humans in?
Yes.
Sure. I didn't see much in the chat from everyone else. I only heard Nikki. Maybe I can just put you in a breakout room. We can go through it there. Yes? Oh, okay, cool, great. Again, I'll probably do a full training on this at some stage, just not yet. But there are only 6 ways to get new humans in. There's either building your own audience or using other people's audiences. So you get new people in by posting content like a reel that can get put into Explore that new humans come into your field. if you're just posting carousels, then that can't actually get put into other people's things unless people are sharing it on their story. So less likelihood. So content which has virality to it gets new humans in. Having a podcast or being on podcasts gets new people in. So there's a core distinction here is if you're on other people's podcasts, then that's speaking. But if you have your own podcast, then you're leveraging the other people's audiences because then they start following you. Then you've got ads, which is what Nikki was doing. Then you've got guest speaking over here. This is leveraging other people's audience. You're leveraging the media's audience when you're doing PR. You're leveraging that audience. There's an audience already there, so you go and leverage that. Or then you're okay to pay to say, hey, can I send? You've got a list of 100,000 coaches. Can I send out a couple of emails to it, and I'll pay for that opportunity? Do you need to put a fuck ton of time, energy, and effort into building these traffic sources? No. This is important down the track. But right now, just having consistent new people coming in, handful of new people every single week is typically enough for people to be able to turn that into extra money. You don't need to get 1,000 new followers every week or 100 new followers every week from these things. The key thing is, are you working on one of those things over the next 12 months to be able to grow out your audience that you're dedicating small pockets of time to? Small pockets of time or small pockets of money? When we allocate our time, energy, and efforts to the right places, then it just opens things up for us. So as an example, if I'm talking to Rubio and going, hey, obviously you're going to be going on all of these big podcasts again this year, it makes sense to have your funnels set up more effectively before we do that, because when all the people come through, then you actually get the benefit of it. When most people do PR, as an example, it's like, oh, okay, cool, now I'm in the media, but then there's no funnels on the back end to be able to capture that and turn that into money. So there's a time and place for everything. And for you, it's going, okay, cool. Where am I at? Where is the money today? Where is the money over the next, 3 to 6 months, which is the new people coming in? And if I'm obsessing about having new people coming in all the time, then I miss the money that's there today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that help?
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, who's up next?
I don't have necessarily a specific question as such, but from I suppose it is a specific question, but from what you see, where's the biggest opportunity for me of maybe where I'm not doing something or where I could do something more or different or better?
Yeah, I love ChatGPT prompts as questions.
That question?
Yeah.
Wasn't.
It's how a lot of people write their prompts, which is like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing?
I was actually going to ask ChatGPT because I'm like, I don't know what to ask. And I was going to ask AI, what can I ask? I was like, you know what, I'm just going to ask that.
Yeah. So yes, I can give you feedback on that. Yes, ChatGPT can give you feedback on that. And the quality of the question will determine the response that you get. And questions that are like, what's a good question to ask? Not good questions to ask. So the way that we learn to be able to ask better questions with that is going, okay, cool, this is what I'm doing right now. Do I keep doing this, or do I change the allocation of resources? Because the more context that you can then give me, the more that I can give you specific answers. The short version of the answer to that is how can you utilize the resources that you already have better? It's like, message me every day. And it goes for kind of everyone. It's like the more that you communicate where you're at, the more that I can give you feedback on continuing that path or refining that path. Because right now I don't have enough context around, okay, what are you putting into ad budget right now? How many new leads are we getting coming in? How's the unicorn funnel going? How many calls have you done this week? Like, I don't have any of that information, which then means that I have limited data to be able to go, okay, cool, this is the thing that's going to move the needle. I don't respond every day. No. You can't be a pain in the ass. I respond when I have the time and space, or when you've sat with something for long enough, because you need to sit with it rather than outsource it. So the primary thing that I look at when I am supporting people often is, how do we utilize resources that you already have much better? Not how do you go and make more money. It's like, how do you work with the resources that you already have? How do you work with the constraints that you already have? You've got a certain amount of time constraints. You've got a certain amount of financial constraints. How do we utilize that better? How do we turn the things that you do have into money? And that might be a rejigging of offers. That might be a rejigging of communication. And each of those things start to create a compounding effect. But when you avoid communicating where you're at, the compounding effect of feedback doesn't actually pay off. So for each of you, the more that you annoy me, you want to make more money. You want to know the secret? I learned this from Scott Alford. How do you make more money? Be okay with being annoying. Annoying your coach, annoying your fucking prospects by communicating with them all the fucking time. Be okay with being annoying. Marketers, the hardcore marketers, are annoying as fuck. How can you annoy me more? Probably, we'll see if she watches the replay. Laura's the only one that probably gets to the point of like hammering me. Used to be Nat. Like, everyone else is utilizing the resource of me this much comparative to what could be there. Yeah, you think you annoy me a fair bit, but that's mostly your internal dialogue. So, contact me, Brendan. How many leads are you getting a week at the moment from ads?
I don't have my ads for the ebook running at the moment.
Yeah. Just the
and
unicorn funnel.
No, because when I was advertising for the 1-day event, I stopped that because it wasn't converting how I wanted it to, and I just haven't got back to that yet.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that. I've put a lot more focus on content. So I am sending like 2 to 3 or 3 emails a week, where I used to send 1. So I'm sending more emails now. Yeah, as I said, I'm putting more. I just messaged someone and they're just calling. Yeah, so that's a bit of a longer play, but really trying to put more effort into content rather than just posting for posting. Which I feel like I'm getting momentum, and a lot of people are like saying things, but the doesn't seem like the results are coming just yet. And then I've got a workshop coming up not next week, on the 1st, so a week and a half. Yeah, that's about where I'm at.
Okay. And how many people you got signed up to the workshop so far?
It'll go live today. I haven't got it live yet.
Okay. So it gives me a lot more context around exactly where you're at to be able to highlight specific things. My thing would be probably for the next week, whatever your current cadence, whatever your annoyance of your list level is, double it.
Yep.
So when you're coming into launching a workshop, it's like you're not getting unfollows in the promotion of that, and you're not being annoying enough.
Yeah, my last one, my heap sent. I had to fill out this form on my delivery went right down, and there was all these spam complaints and stuff because I must have had lots of people unsubscribing. So that was a good sign. I just had to like fix it up. So yeah, I mean, there's heaps of people off the list now, which is good.
Yep.
I feel like that's like there's 5,000 people on my list. Like, I feel like that's the biggest area.
Yeah, it's the latent resource. Everyone has a latent resource. Some people have got a shit ton of time right now. Some people have got 5,000 people on an email list. Everyone has some form of latent resource. Some people have people that have been raving about them for years that they've been working with one-on-one. Each person has a latent resource, and finding what that latent resource is and leveraging it often becomes the thing that moves the needle the most. Because rarely it is, as soon as you start a new platform or a new process or whatever, you're gonna eat shit for the first little while with it.
Yeah.
So yes, it is about your ability to focus on the new things, but it's also, how do we refine and utilize the resources that are already there? So the other piece is, how much time are you putting into emails a week at the moment?
I spend like a full morning, so like 3 hours every Wednesday I've got a chat GPT from Tucky, the one that kind of gets through those, helps you gold mine and get everything, like stories and stuff. So I go through that, and then I spend the rest of the time writing 3 to 4 emails, and then I send the best ones out of that.
Well, my recommendation for that is you either double your time on that, or you just double your output on it. Either way, we want to have double the focus. And what I say when I mean double the output is, if you've got 3 hours on it and you get 6 emails from that, you can either do 3 hours and do 12 emails, or you can do 6 hours and do 12 emails. And I think the primary shift with that is, if you're sending emails to people, it's probably going to be 90% stories.
Yeah, which is much different to what I did. So I've only really started this probably last week, actually. And every email I had at least one person book in. Like, some of them weren't necessarily qualified, but that I haven't had people book in for emails for a long time. And so I can see there's definitely a difference there. And I have been focusing more on telling stories. So exactly what I'm doing. So I'm glad that I'm on the right path on that.
Yeah, this is going to be appropriate for everyone right now. Most people recognize that most of the stuff that's going out that is not a story is now chat GPT driven.
Definitely guilty of that in the past.
Sorry?
I said I'm definitely guilty of that in the past.
Yeah. But the issue with that is people switch off now. Like value content is mostly now what ChatGPT sees as value. So the actual value of it is diminishing day by day. But what is the primary thing that you can't get from ChatGPT? Experience, which is a story. So, the more, yes, you can have value within that, but if you just tell a client story or you tell a story about when you worked with a coach, then how much more does that feel authentic rather than it being the value that ChatGPT is serving up to every single men's coach in this instance?
Yeah. I realized too that like every week that we share our wins, like all the guys in the program, and some of them are so good. And what I've been doing is getting a screenshot from that and then putting that in the email and kind of talking about it. So it's like you can't really make up stuff about that, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you can. And those ones have been getting really good responses. So I will do more of that.
Yeah.
And probably can use them too for like content wise as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. So that's going to be the thing. It's double your output on emails, whatever is required of you to be able to do that. My thing is output, not if that takes double the amount of time that you're putting into it, then that's what's required.
Yeah.
If you can get double the output from the same amount of time, fucking go bananas. And then the other piece is make every single piece of content story driven. Anytime you catch yourself in just teaching, it's like, oh, okay, let's find a story that connects to this. Let's find a story either where I've been through it or a client's been through it. Turn it into a story. Because, again, that cannot be commoditized. Your experience, every single fucking person on this call has got a depth of experience that only you have, that you can't get from ChatGPT. Communicate through that lens, put your experience into it, and it can't be copied. That's part of your unique selling point is your experience, the unique things that you've been through and the unique clients that you've worked with. Or you can get caught up in the unending dilution, which is occurring in the coaching industry right now, of filtering everything through ChatGPT. You can use ChatGPT as the feedback loop mechanism to be able to go, all right, well, how do I make this post more emotional? Or how do I come up with ideas that I can tell stories about? It's very, very different to, all right, what's the most viral? I've seen some stuff about this. Asking for viral things from ChatGPT. Well, how does ChatGPT define what viral is? And is it to the right people? And does that turn into dollars? Where we're very much in a time and a place right now where so many pieces are being diluted. So many pieces of business, so many pieces of coaching, they're being diluted by overuse of ChatGPT. So go go to the opposite end, which is how do you create such potency from your experience? Because guaranteed ChatGPT hasn't recently run an event where you had a very resistive person.
No.
And then they had the biggest testimonial. And you might have shared that with me, but have you shared that in an email yet?
No, when you said that, I was like, I haven't even shared that. You're probably the only person I've shared that with. Oh, a couple other people in the team, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yep. There is no shortage of your experience. It is how do we put that into an email? How do we put that into a piece of content? How do we, straight after this, go on an Instagram story and talk about it? That will be 10 times more authentic than fucking anything that you can have pulled out of ChatGPT. Cool. Does that help?
Yep.
Cool. Great.
Thank you.
Excited to see you be more annoying too.
All right, I have a question in the spirit of being annoying.
Hit me.
So I got three guys.
I've been drastically disappointed in your level of annoyingness, Lockie, so far.
I know. It's getting there. We're building. I'm building my energetic.
Said I'm gonna ask you so many different questions.
I'm building my energetic
fucking hit me.
I'm cleaning up my shit.
Right.
There's probably three guys I could send messages to today about being like following up for coaching from Croatia and just other leads. And I'm just thinking about the framing of it, of like what I say to them in that message, because this is what I find that I'm poor at and that you're really good at.
Yeah.
Can I record this as we talk?
Sure. Can you just give me context of whether they've already been pitched an offer or not? When you say follow up, where are they in the process? Have you given them an offer? Have you asked permission to be able to give them an offer? Where are they in that process?
All right. So
and just as I do this as well, every single person, this is going to be very important for you to be able to recognize where someone is in the process, because that dramatically changes how you frame it. Go.
You're already recording the meeting, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay, so one was in Croatia with me. He's given confirmation that he would do work with me, and then I didn't follow up fast enough after Croatia. I've sent the message to ask for consent to send him something, but then he just hasn't responded. This was like a couple of weeks ago. Busy guy. So he's one of them. And he's got a bunch of money. He's got the pain. His biggest thing would be relationships based, because he does probably in excess of 200 US a month. That one, another guy who's an ads dude, does 50 to 100 a month. I've done sessions with him. He's paid me for sessions before. Very level 3. They're all actually quite level 3.
Your favorite?
But yeah, I know. Lol. Except these guys don't have less money issues, so that's okay. Yeah, but the two I've just described, primarily to me, the bigger motivator would be around love and relationships for them.
Yeah.
And then the third one, he said he wanted to do one-on-one with me later on this year. Because he's always hustling, he's always working, never stops working. He's run a bunch of different businesses. He currently is doing a bunch of trading shit. And his thing would be he'd sign up to do an NLP training. And he likes to negotiate, I think, as well. But yeah, he signed up to do an NLP training, and I was like, all right. But yeah, he said I've known him for about 2 years now, so there's nurture and whatnot with him. So that's those three.
Yeah. Let's start from the end. Number 3. When someone says they're going to work with you later, the primary thing that I want to do is to get them to remember you in a moment of pain.
Mm.
So if you recognize So is it a love and relationships thing for him as well?
Fuck, that guy could be everything for that guy.
Okay. Then you just assign it to everything. So, hey, yeah, I'd love to support you one-on-one, and I totally get it. You got like a fuck ton of things on. You're just about to do an NLP training, all that kind of jazz. I'd love to support you. And when you have that moment where you recognize that just things aren't working as fast as you want, and then you're thinking about that before you fall asleep at night, you're like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Whether it's in relationships or business or whatever the fuck it is, because you fucking find solutions to everything. But when you have that fucking moment, it's just before you go to bed and shit's falling apart and you're like, I don't know what to fucking do in this situation. Okay, cool. That's the sign to work with me. That's the sign where you've actually faced up against the next fucking glass ceiling you've broken through so many times before. It's the time to be able to go, hey, Lockie, listen, I have that fucking moment. Let's fucking do this thing.
Yeah. Sweet. I like that.
Because you're playing into their frame of the future, but that moment is probably going to be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because you're also speaking to it so that they recognize it.
Yeah.
As soon as you speak to that moment, then they probably have it soon. They're like, oh, fuck, this is the moment I meant to fucking message Lockie.
Yeah.
If this is playing out if we think about everyone else on the call, guaranteed that there are times and places. If we're talking about Rubia, then we're going, hey, you just have that moment where it's just before bed and you're like, I don't know if I can fucking stay in this job any longer, or I don't know if I can fucking keep playing at this bullshit level in my business when I know that I'm actually here to be able to bring something fucking huge to the world. Or for Brendan, it might be it gets to Friday afternoon and you're fucking hanging out for the weekend because you're not fulfilled in your relationship or your business. You just want to fucking break. You're tired. It's been a long fucking week again. And you know something has to change. We got fucking no idea what. That's the moment to message me. So that was the last one.
Yeah.
In that instance, when someone's a yes to you, but they're a later thing, I don't like framing them into now, because then it's more likely that their experience will be that that's salesy or they're not in autonomy.
Yeah.
I let people get to the point where they have the moment of pain and they're like, oh yeah, now I choose to do the thing because I recognize that I have pain, rather than me going, here, feel the fucking pain that is going on right now that you're just not feeling. That doesn't work very well, especially for high level people.
Yeah.
But if you speak to the moment when they're going to have it, boom.
Thanks.
What's that one? What was
Yeah.
one of the contexts?
The middle one, he's a
The middle
big
one's
ad.
already paid you, right? For someone who's already paid you, this is going to be important for everyone else as well. When someone's already paid you, then you be fucking absolute transparent. You go, holy fuck, I was just thinking about you. I remember how we already did some work together and how we got amazing results from that. And I was thinking about you because I think I've got the thing to be able to take you next level. Love to have a chat with you. Obviously, we've got, experience of doing stuff together. This is something that you've never seen before. Are you open to me highlighting how this can take you to the next level?
Yeah. And then on the call, speak into the specific thing for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's already got a good strategy with business that's very level 3 that works. It would mainly just be the relationship piece that's like a lot more emotionally charged for him, I reckon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I'd probably frame on the call. It's like, hey, I'm just going to throw something out there. This is going to be, this is on the call. I'm just going to throw something out there, but, I see you got the business shit sorted. I'm just curious if your relationship is creating undue stress in your life right now, impacting your business.
Yeah.
Okay. It is. Great. Let's talk about something for that.
Mm.
Because when your personal life is fucking sorted, business just goes to the fucking moon, right?
Yeah.
And you've proven time and time again that you can fucking do that bit. So let's get this shit sorted.
Yeah.
Again, that's an entirely different conversation to someone who's a future person versus someone who's already worked with you in the past. Okay, so what was the? Just give me the.
Yeah, and then
number one.
Yeah, number one. He's 25, makes a bunch of money, has a Lambo. Pretty well done, level 5, but he craves relationship. Like his biggest thing he craves relationship, and he's like, that's the core undercurrent of feeling like he's can't attract the right woman or be in the right place, and there's a lot of fear around that. And like just not like also he's done so much in a short amount of time. Like my projection is like he's done level 5 quite heavily, and then it's all this shit in level 2 that's just like playing out.
You gotta shift out of coach a bit more.
Yeah.
So what you're doing right now, what everyone on the call is kind of doing is diagnosing still.
Yeah.
And the more that you diagnose, the less that you serve.
Yeah.
In a sales context, that is. So once they've paid you, then fucking diagnose and deliver all fucking day.
Yeah.
What it really comes down to is, and this is the guy that didn't respond, right?
Yeah, it's the guy that didn't respond. Yeah.
You always speak to the thing that's there, the elephant in the room first up. It's like, hey, listen, I'd love to be able to support you with this. Did you want me to just close the loop on it because you're unavailable for, any conversation around this, even especially with the understanding that it's probably going to be less about business and more about the things that you're really yearning for in life? Did you want me to just close it off? Or can we, have a couple of exchanges, even though you're super fucking busy, even though you've got a million fucking plates spinning, even though all of the fucking fires that are going on in your life, both professionally and personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm speaking to their situation of all of the things. Like, yes, you're busy. Yes, all the fucking shit's falling apart. Yeah, all of these things. I don't just give like one of those things as well. It's like I'm hitting it multiple times for them to go, because in their mind, what happens is they go, oh yeah, but I just had this thing. It's like, yeah, all of these things. And you want me to close it? Or can we have a bit of back and forth?
Yeah.
And then in my mind, next steps then are, do I do a bit of back and forth, or do I just book in a call? And then I would say that, like, if there's the opening, then I go, okay, cool. So do you want to just do a bit of back and forth here, or do you want to dedicate some time on a call to just get it done? I'm okay with either. Which way is going to work best for you where you're at right now? The more money people make, the less they want to get on a call.
Yeah. Yeah.
The more that I would often prefer just to fucking just give me a bit of back and forth, send me a fucking document, and then I'll send you the money.
Yeah.
But if you give them the option, then they're like, oh yeah, cool. Cool. There's 3 different scenarios for you.
Cool. Spicy. I love this shit.
All right, we've got time for one more. we can wrap up here if you really want.
I've got one more.
Hit me.
When you're going to increase prices, so if you've had, so real life, a client that's worked with me in the past, the one that's been booking all those clarity attunement sessions, and then I said to him this week, no more of those. If you want to move back into one-on-one coaching, we can do that, which he's pretty keen to do when he's going to step out to his own business, which could be in a few weeks. But so I want to considerably increase my prices from the last time that we worked together, which was probably, when did we finish up? Maybe October last year. Is it really more so around the framing of the value that you're bringing to that and the problems that you're solving in the way that you communicate your pricing?
No.
Just a straight up, this is the price.
A straight up, these are the standards at which I work with people right now. This is different to how it's been in the past. This is the level at which I work with people. If you want to meet me at that, fucking let's go and get some epic results like we've never achieved before. If you don't want to meet me at that standard, that's okay. I'd love to support you in the future.
Okay.
Price has much less to do with value than we think. The value is inherent. And as soon as we start to go, it's going to be, I have to show value. It's like, okay, it's more of an energy of like, I need to be able to prove the value because it's different to what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the thing that we look at is we want to communicate it in a way that highlights how is it beneficial to them. One of my favorite frames with that is, this is priced based on what it's going to take for you to take it seriously. Because how serious you take a $249 session versus a $10,000 session is very different.
Absolutely.
And I would literally say that those numbers to you.
Okay.
If you anchor a $10,000 session, then they're like, oh fuck yeah, I would take that difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you pay something, you tend to only want to extract what you've paid. I remember I did this course once. I don't know if it's gone out already, but basically it was this 4-week course. It was like $1,000 US, and 4 weeks I could go to 2 sessions of that. 2 sessions, that's it. We had visionary, so I couldn't do that week. We had a week off, I couldn't do that week, and then all of our other calls were booked into another week, so I could make 2 calls. So what I asked myself was like, okay, cool, it's $1,000. It's not going to break the bank, but can I extract 10 times more value than $1,000 from it, from 2 calls? My question wasn't, am I going to get value from it? It's no, how do I extract 10 times the value? 10 times the value that I invested. Showed up to just one of the calls, didn't even go to the second one. Showed up at one of the calls, turned that into an extra $30,000 cash the next week. Why? Because I showed up going, how am I going to extract the value from it? How do I get someone to show up to every single call as if I paid $10,000 for it? That's an entirely different standard that you set in terms of how they show up to it. That's based on how you frame it. Again, you can, for all of you, you can show up in voice notes trying to get just the bare minimum of what you've invested from working with me. Or you can be like, all right, well, how do I fucking 10x whatever I've invested? How do I be so annoying that I get fucking so much value from this? Because the value is there. Are you utilizing that resource? That's a different conversation than, okay, cool, you know, it was this and now it's this. Okay, cool. Great question.
Thank you.
All right, fam, it's been a blast. If you've got any follow-up questions or anything else, hit me up in voice notes. All right, fam, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Talk to you soon. Big love.